Okay. So we'll discuss about the metal master record configuration, what it is required. Okay. So we have created a metal master record, right? So let's talk about the metal master record. In the metal master record, okay, has a consultant, has a consultant, what are the views? It is very important. Okay. And has a consultant, what are the data we need to be take care. So those we will discuss about the here. So when we're talking about a metal master record, okay, in the generally in the retail, IS retail, if it is IS retail industry sector, okay, IS retail, then they will call as a article master. They will not call as a metal master record. They will call as a article master. Okay, article master record. Okay, it's not metal master record. Okay, and some cases what will be they will be calling as a metal master record. Okay, so article master record and metal master record both are it is same. Okay, so in IS retail, they will call as a IS retail and AFS also. In the apparel and footwear industry, they're calling as a article master record. Okay, and creation of the metal master record it is MM01. Okay, so and this is the for the creation and change of the metal master record is MM02. So I'm talking about today. The topic is how to create a material number. Okay, if we have so many products, so we can say product master record also. Okay, article master record, product master record, and material master record. All it is the same. Okay, and MM03. MM03 is nothing but like a display. So what we can do in the creation, we can create the new material for the new material number. If you want to be create a new material, then you can go ahead to MM01. Okay, if you want to be change anything in the MetaMaster record, that means you enter something like wrong data, but you want to be correct that. Okay, in that case, what will be happen? We can go ahead to MM02, and MM03 is for the only for the display. Whatever you want to be want to see the data display that you can see in the MM03. Okay, and MM04 is material changes. Okay, material changes. Why we need material changes? Because so somebody they changed in the change master record, they changed the some information. Okay, so that is impacting on the complete business sometimes. Okay, it will be impacting on the entire business. So those cases, what will happen? The client will come and they will ask that who changed this value in the metal master card, why they change this value. Okay, they will check the material change log. Okay, they will check the material changes log that we can see in the MM04. Okay, and there is a we can do flag for deletion, we can block the material. Okay, and we can block the material at the plant level. So there are so many cases we have. Okay, if we need to be maintained at mass maintenance, we can do. Okay, so let's go to the this part. Okay, and when you're creating metal master record, okay, so this is the material number is nothing but like it's like a item. It's single item. If suppose I have a pen, this is the one item. Okay, if I have a book, that it is a one material. Okay, so like we are creating any article or any item that we considering and we are creating one material number. But how the system will understood that what characters these materials and what is the type of the material and what controls it is there. Okay, how the system will understood. So by looking into the material number, I don't understand that whether okay, this is the finished goods or this is the raw material, this is the packing material, this is semi-finished good, right? By looking at the material number, I could not understand. Okay, so when you are creating the material number, okay, there is a controller, that is a material type. Okay, the material type will be controlling the entire material master record. Okay, that means depends on the material type, the master data, material master record, whatever the values you are providing, whatever the data which is providing, that is influencing that. Okay, based on the material type. So how, sir? how it is influencing to the master data. Suppose I have the raw material is there. Okay, so for this raw material, whether you are buying from outside or you are producing the product or you are selling to the customer, okay, by looking into material number I don't know, but by looking into the material type I can say that okay, these are the materials are the raw materials, we are not selling to the customer, we are buying from the outside, because we raw materials and semi-finished goods we are buying from outside, right? We are not producing these products, we are buying from outside and we are using for the production. Okay, so this kind of the one control, right? How so everywhere, like if suppose the material type, it's like suppose this is my own production. Okay, in case of my own production, what information it is required at material master record level? Okay, if I'm buying from the outside, then what information it is required from the material master record? Okay, if I'm selling this material to the customer, okay, then what information it is required for this material level? Okay, so material types it will be controlled. Material type will be controlling the material master record. So how it is controlling? So what do you mean by material type? The same attributes, okay, the same attributes of the material, okay, that we considering as a material type. So what do you mean by same attributes? Like okay, I have so many products are there, so how you are how you are considering this material in your company? Like I have screws are there, bolts are there, okay, I have oil is there, I have chemicals are there, okay, there are so many products I have. So now the client has to tell that whether this product is a raw material or semi-finished goods or finished goods, perishables, okay, non-stock items, stock items, non-valued, valued, okay, trading goods. So the client has to tell that in my company, okay, I'm using this product as a raw material because I'm not producing this product, I'm not selling to this one, I'm using this product for the my own production. That means it's a raw material. It's a raw material. Okay, so that when you're creating the material, okay, if you're just taking the material in the company, okay, any article or any product if you are taking, so how you want to be create that material, the metal master record, that will be controlling by material type. That client has to tell that okay, this is the raw material or packing material. Okay, so the same attributes of the materials are we considering into the one material type. How this material type is controlling the metal master record? The first thing is number ranges. So what's why number ranges it is? Suppose okay, by looking into the product number or product name, okay, I just want to understand that whether this is the raw material or it is a packing material or semi-finished goods or finished goods. So how you can? So if I just differentiated the number series for the each and every type of the material, okay, then tomorrow if I just look into that, okay, it is started with tree series. By looking to tree series, the material, okay, this is the material is raw materials. These are not finished goods. We are not selling to the customer. Okay, so the number range is very important. By the client can ask that okay, I just want to segregate that, okay, the product, okay, so for the raw materials I want to be segregated, differentiated, I just want to be differentiated, and for semi-finished goods I want to differentiate it with the different number range, and the semi-finished goods, finished goods, like we need to be differentiated different number range. Okay, so when I just see that if it is started with one series, suppose let's say it started with one series, suppose, so I can say tomorrow, boss, whatever it is started with one series, these are all raw materials. Okay, if it is started with two series, boss, these two series are semi-finished goods. So I'm just to giving control that okay, when you creating the material number, the system will consider that what type of the material, and for this type of the material, what number it is assigned. Okay, so based on that, the system will creating the number series. Okay, is it clear? The number series.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now in the number ranges, okay, we have other control. So the client is asking that, boss, okay, for me, I want to go with external number range. Okay, some of the material types I want to go with external number range, or some of the material I want to go with the internal number range. Okay. So why we need to go with the external number range? Why I should go with the internal number range? Okay. It is a like customer convenience material. Okay. Some of the very important material, so they want to go ahead with the material external material number range. Why? Because if suppose if the finished goods are there, so I'm just selling that 25 kgs of 25 kgs of Sona Masuri, okay, Sona Masuri rice, okay, which is like polished. Let's say polished. So this is the one product, one kind of the product. So I have the 25 kgs of the Sona Masuri rice, polished one. Okay. Now my client, by looking into this number series, okay, uh, uh, I cannot recognize that whether this material is 25 kgs or 5 kgs, 60 kgs, 70 kgs like that. So my client is asking that, okay, I don't want to go with the internal number range because the number is given by a system. Okay, by looking into the number series, I could not able to find that whether this material is the 25 kgs bag. So again, I need to go in the description and they have to look into the description. What my client is asking that by looking into the material number only, I just need to be understand that, well, okay, this is the 25 kgs bag of the Sona Masuri which is polished. So how do you want to go with that? Okay, let's say, okay, uh, rice. Okay, if it is like Sona Masuri rice. So SMRIC, okay, polished P, and then 25 kg. So this is the material number. Let's think about this. This is the material number. This is alphanumeric material number. Okay. So by looking into this way, okay. So by looking that, okay, they will tell you, okay, this is SMR rice, right? So that means Sona Masuri rice, polished 25 kg bags. So tomorrow, if the customer is asking that, okay, I need this type of material, okay, then immediately they can enter that, okay, Sona Masuri rice, polished 25 kgs. Okay. If it is non-polished, then it will be mentioned like NP, non-polished. Okay. If it is something like not Sona Masuri or Basmati rice, then it will be put it like BM. Okay. So by looking into the number only, I can understand that, okay, this is the materials are this kind of the material. Okay. So for this purpose, they will be using the external numbering. So at material type level, I can also restrict that whether I should go with external number range or I should go for the internal number range. Okay, clear? Why we are using external number range? So when you are using external number range, okay, you need to be enter the manually the number, whatever the material number you want to be create, that material number or it is a alphanumeric number, whatever it is, okay, you need to be enter manually at the time of creation of a material. The system will not propose the material number. You have to be entered manually. Okay, clear?
Yes,
Is
sir.
it clear? Okay. Now the third one. Third one. User departments. Let's say user departments. So what do you mean by user departments? So generally we call it views in a Metal Mastercard. So what is the user department? User department is nothing but like how like we are sales department it is there and finance department is there, procurement department is there, stock department it is there, basic information planning department is there. Okay. So in the material type level only you can restrict that, okay, for this type of the material we don't need involvement of the other users, other departments, like something like raw materials is there. So we are not selling this material to the customer. Okay, that means we don't need these materials for the any kind of the sales. That means we don't need to be extend the sales views. So we don't need any sales user department in this case. Okay, so by at number at material type level only, if you are restricted that, okay, these type of the materials, okay, they should not be create any sales data. Okay, if they create a sales data, what will be happen? They might be can sell to the customer, right? So they don't want to be maintain the sales data. So they will be restricting at material type level whether what views, what user department have to be extended. What, so that means what user department should be allowed for this material type. Okay. So generally, example, if you take that example, for raw materials, we don't need to sales, and for finished goods, we don't need to be purchasing because we are not buying these products, right? We are producing internally. In case if you are buying from outside, then you can change that and you can update your views. Whatever it is required, we can depends on the client requirement. If they are buying from the outside and they are also producing both side, then you can extend those. Okay, so that's why sometime what will be happen, there will be a FERT. Suppose let's say this in the FERT, this is a finished goods. Okay, so if you suppose finished goods are there, what will be happen? The client is saying that some kind of the materials which we are buying from the outside and we are selling to the customer, and some kind of the material we are producing the our own self. Okay, so those cases what we can do, either you want to go with the finished goods, okay, so you can create like ZFERT, something which you can create, and you can create that this type of the goods, these are the finished goods we are selling internally, we are selling and we are also procuring. Okay, so generally we can use the Hava material type. This is the Hava material type, is nothing but like a trading material. Okay, but in case the user is especially looking into that, there should be something like different kind of the finished goods, then we will be creating the some customized finished goods. Okay, instead of using one standard FERT, I will be creating the multiple customization. Then I can say that okay, when I'm just going with FERT, the sales data will be extended. Okay, and purchasing data is not extended. But when I'm just using some customized other finished goods material type, then I can allow to the purchasing. Maybe that material is using for the trading. Okay, so it depends on the client how they want to be go ahead. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So user department is nothing but like a in the metal master record, what views we need to be extend. Okay, so whether if suppose mistakenly if I just allowing in the material type level, maybe user also mistakenly will creating the materials for the other views. So we need to be restrict at the material type level only, but this type of the materials we should not allow any sales data extension or any MRP data extension or any purchasing data extension. So like, okay, then they cannot able to create at the time of metal master card because we already restricted at metal type level. So they cannot see these screens. They cannot see these views. Okay. So that is the user department's control. Okay. And the fourth one is external procured material or in-house production material. In-house production material. So external procurement material or in-house production material. If suppose I am buying this product from the outside, I am not producing this type of a products. Okay, then that those are the external procured materials. Okay, if suppose I am not buying this product from outside, okay, we are only producing this product. This is my own production. Okay, we don't need to do any purchasing for this one. So those cases in-house production. So at the material type level only you can restrict that whether this type of the materials, whether you are procuring from outside or you are doing own production. Okay, that you can control that. In case of what will be happening sometimes, it might be both also, external procured and in-house also. That means they can produce the inside also and they can procure from outside also. That is a trading goods, right? So that is the okay. They can produce and they can do both. Okay. So those cases, how the material type level will be restricting that this type of the material you can do both. This material, this type of the material, it will be only possible procurement. This type of the materials, it is possible only in-house production. Okay, so why sir, why we need to inform this one in the metal master card? Why we the user already aware about this one? Suppose user if they, if we need we didn't provide this information also, there is no problem, right? They can create based on the metal master card what are the views it is extended, based on that they will do, right? Why we need to do this one? Okay, this is the purpose of planning. Okay, in the MRP, material requirement planning is the one topic. What will be happen? The system automatically generating the plan orders and purchase requisition. So we don't need to create the manually purchase requisition. We don't need to be create the manually purchase this plan orders. Okay, the system itself it is creating automatically when the requirement it is there in the our system. It might be the customer requirement or it might be stock requirement. Okay, how the system will understood whether the requirement is there or not there. That second, the point is different for that. Whether you are going with the make to order stock or whether you're going through a make to stock process. Did you remember that we discussed this point, make to order and make to stock?
Yes,
Did you
sir.
remember?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What is a make to order, make to stock? Make to order is nothing but like a we
Yes.
are especially doing any production or any procurement for the particular customer requirement. That is a make to order. Okay, and make to stock is nothing but like a we don't have any orders currently, but this is the my stock level, safety stock level in my current company. Whenever the stock which is beyond that, that means when it is going down to my point, the exact my safety stock point, the system will think that okay, these are the stocks which is selling fastly. We need to get the stock immediately. Then it will be again reconsuming. Again, uh, it is like a replenishment to the stock. So those cases, the system will be planning immediately. Boss, this is the stock is completed. Now we don't have stock for this material. Please write the purchase requisition number, purchase order, and GR. Okay, so that means the system will immediately creating the planning document to purchasing department. Boss, the stock is going down, so it is already crossing the safety stock or reorder point. Okay, you make sure that you need to get the stock on this date. Okay, it's like a planning. Okay, so that also it will be happen in the automatically by using MRP, material requirement planning. So in the standard, in the real time, majorly 90% of the MRP will be taken care by PP consultant. Some case if the PP consultant is not there, if they need at a procurement level, then we can also need to be understand how it is working. Okay, so this is majorly it's like a make to order and make to stock scenario. Okay, so for this purpose, whether the system should generate the purchase requisition. So when the purchase requisition will be generated, when the purchase requisition will be generated, the requirement
When
for external procurement, right? From when you are buying from a vendor, the purchase requisition will be created. When the plan orders will be created, when you want to be do the internal production, those cases it will be created a plan order. Some cases what will happen, might be the user saying that okay, I don't want to create directly purchase request number. Let's create a plan order only. Whether I need to be convert this plan order to purchase request number or whether I need to go with this plan order to internal production, that I will take the decision. Okay, that case what will be happen? The system only it will be create a plan order. From the plan order to purchase requisition, plan order to production order, that will be the again the next following process. Okay, so in this case what how it will be helping the external procured or in-house production. If it is in-house production selected the metal master record, then the system will understood that okay, this is always production, then we don't need to be generate any purchase requisition, we need to be generate the plan order. Okay, if it is external procured, then always I need to generate the purchase requisition, we don't need to generate the plan order. Okay, so it's kind of the control how the system will understood the whether this material is buying from outside or internally. Clear?
yes,
Clear?
sir. Yes.
Okay. Now valuation class. Valuation class. I think most of the people they are aware about this valuation class because of the you are practicing right last 2 to 3 days. So this valuation class is nothing but like a okay when you are posting stock, when you are suppose you are receiving the stock. So how finance team whether they understood that whether these are the raw materials you are uh, raw material stock you received or finished goods stock you received, semi-finished goods you received or packing materials you received, how the system will understood from the finance point of view, they have the different GL accounts are there. That means for the inventory raw material, then that is the one GL account. For inventory finished goods, that is the one GL account. That means whenever you are receiving the raw materials, then it will be added to the one GL account. Whenever you are receiving the finished goods, that will be added to the one GL account. Then the system, how it will be understood that what GL account it should be post. Okay, so that is the controlling by valuation class. Okay, so the valuation class will be restricting that. Okay, whatever you assign the valuation class in the metal master record, based on that, the system will understand that, okay, this is the raw material valuation class. Then this valuation class is mapped to the GL account, raw material GL account or packing material GL account. So that will be posting to the .gl account. This GL account, how it will be helpful to the finance team by end of the month. Okay, if your manager or your PMO or maybe your delivery head or someone who requested that how many materials you have bought this month. That means for especially raw materials, suppose how much the value, the total value of the stock you bought. So immediately what I can do, I can go to GL account, I can check that the entire month how much the stock which is posted. Like if it is a 2 lakhs stock which is posted, so then I can inform that, okay, this is the stock which is posted this current month. Okay, so the valuation class is especially for the accounting purpose we are using. Okay, that's why it is in the accounting data. Okay, again, this valuation class, how it is assigning in the material type level, that is again the separate topic. Okay, there is a account category reference, it is there. So that is a mediator. So instead of we are directly assigning valuation classes to material type, we just collecting all the valuation classes respect to this material type, that we are assigning to account category reference. That account category reference is assigned to material type. That we will discuss again. Okay. So any questions here?
No, sir.
Okay. Now the next one is okay, field selection control. Field selection control. So how many people know about the field selection control? Why we need this? So I'll tell you what is the field selection control. Field, okay. There are so many fields out there, right? Material group, material number, and material type, and basic unit of measure, gross unit, gross weight, net weight, okay, unit of issue. So there are so many fields are there in the metal master card. So these fields can be controlled, okay? Will control whether you need this field as an optional entry or required entry or okay display, only just like a display or hide. Okay, so what is this, sir? Why we need to do required optional? Why? Because okay, if you see that for all the materials, for all the type of the materials or for all the material, okay, we don't need some information. Suppose let's say I have the raw materials. So for raw materials, I don't need the gross weight net weight information because I'm not selling to the customer. So I don't need to how much gross weight it is there, how much net weight it is there. But especially if we go to finished goods, okay, we also need to be update the information of the gross weight net weight because we are selling to the customer. Okay, we also need to be tell that okay, this is the net weight. Suppose there is a paracetamol coconut oil is there. So in the paracetamol coconut oil, okay, if suppose the gross weight it is like 0.930 grams and net weight it is a 1 kg, 1 liter, let's say. Okay, so what it is out of the box, that means out of the like the container, like whatever it is coconut, it is filled into the container. So that is the like gross weight minus net weight. That means along with that it we called as a net weight, and whatever inside the product, whatever it is there, that is the gross weight. Okay, so the same kind, right? If you oil packet, if you bought the oil packet, if you can see that 930 grams it is there, 930 ml something, but actual quantity it will be like 1000 ml. 930 ml and 1000 ml. If you see that in the any oil packet or something backside, if you can see that Grass weight, they will tell you that it is 930 ml, and total weight it will be 1000 ml. That means it is a 1 liter, but exactly we will not get 1 liter. It will be get like 930, 940 liter. Okay. So that is with. So those cases, what will happen? So those information very important for the finished goods, but raw material we don't need that information. So what we can say, when you creating the material master record for the finished goods, you should put these fields are the mandatory. That means without entering the gross weight net weight, you should not create the material master record. We're restricting that. Okay. If the raw materials are there, for this raw material, we don't need this information. So I'm just putting like a optional. Okay. So depends on the material type, depends on the process. There might be, we require some fields are the important, some fields are the mandatory, some fields are the okay, not important. Okay. So those will be restricting in the this field selection control level. Clear? Okay. Any doubts on this one?
Just for what for restricting a gross weight and net weight this field selection, sir.
Restricting the field. I'm just giving the example. Don't take the
You are
same
saying
example.
gross. Okay.
Restricting the field.
So another example, can you?
Yeah. If suppose, okay, order unit is there. Suppose let's say order unit is there. Okay. So generally order unit, when it will be coming to picture, when you are buying from outside, if there is especially they have the separate order unit. Okay. But that means vendor have the separate order unit. Okay. That means my base unit of measure is different, order unit is different. Okay. If I'm just mentioning that we don't have any order unit, okay. If we don't have an order unit, then I can put it like this order unit as an optional entry. But there should be order unit is mandatory for the materials. Then I can say that, okay, this material, when you are entering the metal master record, you also need to be enter order unit along with the base unit of measure. It's just simply like a, what information it is mandatory, what information it is not mandatory. Okay. Maybe purchasing group is there. So my client is asking that, boss, you have to be mentioned this purchasing group has a mandatory in the metal master record, because this information is very important to us, who is handling these materials and the procurement level. Okay. Sometimes what will be happened, if I just not mentioning this procurement, this purchasing group is not mandatory, then the user can skip that information and they can create a metal master record without entering the purchasing group information in the metal master record. But the client is asking that this is very, very important information. I just need this information because this is controlling my entire procurement. Then they have to be enter the purchasing group in the metal master record. Then only they can able to create the metal master record. Clear?
Okay. Okay.
Any example, it's like purchasing group, purchasing value key. Maybe that information very important for your client. Okay. Other clients, it might be it's not important. Okay. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. And this is the field selection control. Okay. The next one is quantity and value update. Okay. Quantity value update at valuation area level. You can say valuation area level. So I thought if you remember that we discussed this valuation area level. So what is the valuation area? Company code or plant? When we
Plant level.
Plant level.
Plant level. Enterprise structure, when we creating, we had discussed about this one, valuation at the plant level, right? So now quantity and value update at the plant level. Okay. So what is this quantity update and value update? Suppose I'm just creating the material. Okay. I'm just informing to the material master record, boss, this type of the materials, whatever you're creating, these are all stock materials. These are not, you cannot say that it's non-stock materials. These are all stock materials. That means I'm updating this quantity value in the plant level. That means if I'm receiving 1000 quantity, that I'm updating at the plant level. If I'm receiving 2000 quantity, that means I'm updating this value into the 1000 at plant level. Under value, accounting data, value related. If suppose these are all not free items, these are all value related. So whenever you get the stock, along with the stock, you need to be update the value also. That means these are not non-valuated material. These are the valuated material. That means I need to be calculate the price for this material. I need to be validate the price of this material. I need to update the stock with the along with the price of the material. If suppose if I just not updated this valuation area at value update, what will happen? These are non-valuated materials. That means there is no accounting data updated. So I can see the stock in my premises, but there is no value. This is a zero value. Okay. So what kind of when you are using this non-valuated, suppose office supplies is there like pen, paper, pencil. So this type of the office supplies, if my finance team they're saying that, so I don't need this information at the accounting data information because these are very like 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, like just comparing to my turnover, this is very less price. I don't want to spend so much time with these goods. So I don't want to be maintain any value in the accounting level. So then we can consider that, okay, these are the non-valuable material. And so we'll be looking into the only stock items. Okay. So it's depend on the quantity and value update, whether I should update the stock in my premises, my plant level, and whether I should update the value of the material in my premises. Clear? So this is the way only the system will understand that whether it is non-valuated materials or non-stock materials. Clear?
Yes, sir.
And apart from this, okay, moving average and price control. Price control. If you remember this, standard and moving average. S means standard and standard price, and V is the moving average price. If you remember that we discussed a few points on this one, okay. So when you are creating material, if suppose it is a raw material, okay, whether these raw materials are the standard price or moving average price. Whether these materials are standard price or moving average price. So simple standard price is nothing but like it never change. Okay, even if you get the stock with the high value, low value, whatever it may be, the value will be updated with the standard price only. Okay, if it is moving average price is nothing but like whenever you're getting the stock based on the value. I think we discussed total value, how much of total value we are getting. Averagely, the system calculating that total value by total stock. Averagely, it is calculating that okay, this is the my moving average price. Okay, if you're so example, let's say example. Okay, generally how it will be taken. The standard price is always in-house production. If suppose in-house production is there, we are always recommending that go to standard price. Why, sir? Why we should go for the standard price? Because you are producing this own production. You know that what is the labor cost, what is the component cost, what is the processing cost, and finally you are deciding that how much the cost finally you want to sell. So that standard price, if you maintain that, when you are selling to the customer, it is never changed that. Okay, the price will be fixed. Okay, it never changed to customer, any of the customers. Maybe you are giving some discount, that is a separate talks. Okay, it depends on the customer you are giving that. But it is never changed the price because you already know that what is the production cost and you are adding some profit and you are finally decided that this is the my cost of this product. This is a fixed cost. Okay. When we're talking about external procurement material, okay, external procurement. Okay, we are advising that to take it the week. Okay. Why we need to take the moving average price chart? Why we should not take the standard price? Because, okay, I'll tell you. So let's take one example. Okay, example, let's take that. Let's take milk. Milk is the my raw material milk. Okay. Now I'm buying this product from the different farmers. Okay. Like say there are so many farmers are there. They have. I'm just buying the product from the farmers. Now my client is saying that I will be go with always 30 rupees cost. 30 rupees is the standard cost. I'm just going. Let's assume that. Just going. Okay, we are buying this product, but it is 30 rupees standard cost. Okay, my client is saying that 30 rupees standard cost. So there is a huge demand is there. Okay, suddenly the value it is increased and it is now it is like 40 rupees. You are buying from the 40 rupees per liter with vendor XYZ. Okay, and the same milk you are buying 35 rupees. Okay, per liter with vendor ABC. Okay, now if you see that actually you say that my cost is always 30 rupees the standard, then the inventory value will be updated with 30 rupees only. Even if you are buying with 40 rupees, but it would be considering that my standard price it is 30 rupees in the Metal Master card, then I will be update my value, inventory value, whatever the stock we are buying from outside, even 100 liters, 200 liters, that always will be updated with 30 rupees only. But you are already buying 40 rupees, then you are saying that it is 30 rupees in my inventory stock. Tomorrow, if I'm just calculating this one, I'm selling to the customer, okay, definitely will get loss, right? Because he is selling to 31 rupees, 32 rupees, adding to some profit 1 rupee, 2 rupees, and he is selling for 31 rupees, 32 rupees. Then obviously 8 rupees, 9 rupees loss, right? Because you bought this product with 40 rupees and you are selling to 32, 33 rupees, right? So what will be happen in case if you are using moving average price in the same scenario? Okay, suppose I'm just going for the moving average price. So in this moving average price, we will not maintain any price. The system will automatically calculating the price calculation. That means the averagely it is calculating that the moving average price. Okay, moving average cost based on the your GR. Suppose you I just bought today 40 rupees per liter. Suppose I got 100 quantity. Okay, 100 quantity if I just received, then 100 quantity into 100 into 40. That means 4,000. Okay, 4,000 rupees. This is one. First year it is 4,000 rupees. That means 4,000 by 100. It is like a 40 rupees is the averagely the price. Tomorrow if I'm just receiving that again with the same price, okay, with the same quantity, 100 quantity, okay, but from the different vendor with the cost of 35 rupees. Okay, that means how much it is 3,500, right? So now how the system will calculate the average price? Okay, it will tell you the moving average price. It is like 4,000 rupees the stock value plus 3,500 that is cost value, that is total stock value whatever I have as per my receipt, okay, divided by, okay, how much quantity you received, 100 plus 100, that means 200. Okay, so the average if you see that this is like 7,500 divided by 200. Okay, that means it's averagely like 37.5 rupees per liter. Correct. So averagely it is taking and it is updating that. Okay, this is averagely 37 rupees, 37.5 rupees averagely. Okay. So when you are getting keep on the stock, what the system will look into that, what is the value of the stock which you are buying. This is the buying value. Okay. 35 rupees, 40 rupees, it depends on the vendor. So depends on that, the stock it will be averagely it is calculating and it is telling that okay, this is the average price. Okay, if this case if you are using standard price, then if you are using 30 rupees, then instead of 4,000 rupees it will be updated only 3,000 rupees. It won't be updated 4,000 rupees because you are maintaining standard price. You are saying that this price is fixed, you cannot change. Okay, clear? So generally for finished goods, whatever in-house production material, we are saying finished goods. sorry, we are planning to that standard price, and whatever the products we are buying from outside, those products we are considering the moving average price. Clear? Is it clear? What is the standard price and moving average price?
Yes.
Now,
Yes, sir.
now why here it is coming? Okay, for type of the material. Okay, type of the material means raw material if you are buying from outside, right? You already aware this material you are buying outside or internally. Why? Because you already know in-house production and external procurement, right? So when you are buying, when you are creating material number with using this material type, you can say that okay, I'm just referring that you can go with the standard. Okay, default you can put it like standard only. Okay, or you can put default it is like a moving average. Okay, so I can fix it that at material type level only this type of materials always should be used moving average. This material type should always use the standard price. Okay, that control we can do it. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and these are the major material type controls. Okay, other than this we have some other screen reference like subscreens adding. Okay, if suppose I have the metal mass record we have in the basic data, if you see that there is subscreens are there. If you go to metal mass record, suppose let's say I'm just going to any metal mass record. Okay, in the suppose let's say basic data, there is subscreens are there, general data, material observation group, dimensions. Okay, so packing material data, basic data. Okay, if suppose my client is asking that I need some other information also in the metal mass record, the basic information which is already there in the standard SAP, but here it is not activated. So you can also can be activated the screens also. Okay, and the subscreens level also you can design that. Okay, that again that will be a different control for the subscreens and screens design. Okay, so that is the different again, so that will be okay, but these are the major controls. Okay, so the material types itself is controlling the entire material mass record. Okay, so whatever when you creating material number, so the system will understood that based on your selection of the material type, the system will propose that these are the important, these are the not important. Okay, clear? And this is very important at the interview point of view. Okay, so please by heart this one. Okay, it's not required by heart. You can just trying to understand and automatically you'll be understand. Okay, this is not saving here. Okay, so any questions here? Any questions here?
No, sir.
Okay, if we don't have any questions on this one, so we will do this practically tomorrow morning, tomorrow class. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
At what time, sir, tomorrow class?
Well,
Same time, right?
let's teach whatever the time which you all convenient. Might be whatever the just discuss in the group chat and maybe you can decide at what time you want to go. Okay, based on that, based on your